Most families decide to keep the family home after a loved one passes, and years later, a lot of them tell me that they wish they had sold it sooner. Let me explain why this happens so often. If you're new to the channel, my name is Nate Clark. I'm a probate-focused realtor in Central Texas. I help heirs and executors sell inherited property every single week, and this is something that I've seen as I've been practicing in this field for several years. The first reason is that emotions and emotional attachment fade, but responsibilities don't. At first, keeping the family home feels comforting. It represents memories, history, and a sense of connection to the loved one that passed away. But over time, that emotional attachment fades and the responsibilities, costs, and expenses still remain. Unfortunately, property taxes, insurance, repairs, these expenses don't pause for nostalgia. A second reason a lot of families regret not selling sooner is that the house becomes a financial drain. Many heirs underestimate ongoing costs, even when a home is owned free and clear. These include things like property tax increases, which have been a really big deal the last couple of years in the Austin area. Insurance premiums rising, also a big deal in a lot of neighborhoods where 80% of the roofs have been replaced for hailstorms. Repairs over time adding up, and the fact that vacant homes deteriorate faster. What felt manageable in the first year oftentimes becomes a burden by year 2 or 3. Reason number 3 that a lot of families tell me they wish they had sold sooner is family disagreements can cause a lot of stress over time. When multiple heirs are involved, oftentimes creating the home creates tension. Common issues include who pays for what, who makes the decisions, who benefits from the property, and who does the work. Unfortunately, these agreements tend to intensify, not to resolve themselves. Reason number 4 a lot of families wish that they sold sooner is that deferred maintenance can turn into big repairs and big bills. Inherited homes oftentimes haven't been updated in years, and small issues can turn into larger issues over time. These are most costly when you think about the 5 major systems of a home. So the roof, the foundation, which is very common to have foundation issues over time with all the expansive clay that we have in the soil here in Texas. Electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. A water heater is only rated for 20 years, for instance. So what could have been manageable before selling oftentimes becomes unmanageable over time. Reason number 5, a lot of heirs wish that they had sold an inherited property sooner is unfortunately missing market timing. This is a big one, especially in places like Austin. Heirs often say we'll sell later when the market improves, but markets can change, and over the last couple of years, the market's been trending downwards in the Austin area. Delaying a sale can mean missing peak market timing, facing higher interest rates, and selling in a softer market. Timing matters more than most people realize. Reason number 6, a lot of families and heirs wish they sold an inherited property sooner, is that the tax benefits actually get worse over time. Selling close to the date of inheritance oftentimes means that heirs can benefit from stepped-up basis and receive a very small or a $0 capital gains tax bill when they sell. Holding the home for years can actually increase taxable gains if the value rises after the date of inheritance. And this surprises many heirs years later. Reason number 7 is that delaying the sale of the home actually prevents closure for a lot of families. For some families, keeping the home delays emotional closure, keeps them tied to a difficult time in their life, and creates ongoing stress. Selling can actually help families move forward, not forget. So to wrap things up, keeping the family home isn't wrong, but it's often more complicated than people expect going into it. The families who regret it usually didn't properly evaluate the long-term reality. If you're deciding whether to keep or sell an inherited home and want a clear, practical explanation of your options, I'm happy to help you understand the real estate side of things and what selling might look like in today's market. You'll find my contact information below.